8:00 pa lang ng umaga at kaliligo ko lang pero pakiramdam ko, naliligo na naman ako ng pawis. Kakaiba talaga ang init ng araw dito sa Pilipinas. Kanina pa ako naghihintay ng taxi pero wala akong matanaw kahit bumper man lamang na sasakyan. Luminga ako sa paligid. Parami na ng parami ang mga tao. Gaya ko nag-aabang rin marahil na masasakyan. Sa labis sa pagkainip, muli kong sinipat ang hawak na envelope. Inayos ko na rin ang planchado kong sexy long sleeve at skirt. Akma ako sa nandudukutin na malit na salamin sa aking bag na makita kong paparating na taxi. Sa wakas, agad dinip ako paharap ang kanang kamay ko at tinaas ang hinlalaki na animoy nakikipag-thumbs up sa hangin. Matyaga ako naghintay sa taxi pero nagulat ako na magunahan ng mga trabahador at commuter na nasa kaliwa ko patungo sa taxi. Halos madapa pa yung isang babae sa kamamadali. Nanlaki ang mata ko sa nasaksihan, lalo pang pabalandra ang dagiin na may kalaking lalaki na una sa kanya. Natuluyan niyang marating ang kotse, mabilis niyang isinara ang pintuan. Wala ako nagawa kundi panoorin na lamang ang papalayong sasakyan. Muli kong tinignan ng mga nagsisilbing kalaban ng malaking babae kanina. Iisa lamang ang mababasa sa mga mukha nila, inis at panghihinayang. Baguhan ka rito sa Maynila, no? Napaigtad ako na marinig ang boses na iyon ng isang lalaki sa gawing kanan ko. Nilingon ko siya. Plain t-shirt at maong pants lamang ang suot niya na tinernohan ng kulay puting rubber shoes. Nakaitim na cap at may suot na kulay itim ding mask. Hindi ko makita ang itsura niya pero in fairness, macho siya ha. Tumikim ako sa kakiming tubango. Makikipagagawan ka ng taxi. Ang laki ng boses niya. Lalaking lalaki. Ha? Ang sabi ko, dapat marunong ka makipag-unahan. Gaya nung kanina? Tubango siya na sunod-sunod. Napaisip ako. Kulang na kulang ba mga sasakyan para gawin ko yon? May paparating ulit na taxi pero gaya kanina, nag-unahan na naman ang mga tao sa pagsakay doon. Sinipat ko ang relo ko. Lagot, mahuli na ako sa interview. Maselan pa naman daw yung mag-interview sa akin. Ayaw ng late at lalong ayaw daw sa madungis at pangit na sekretary. Like, what the? Kala mo naman kung sinong perpekto. Kung hindi ko lang talaga kailangan ng pagkakakitaan, baka hindi ako mag-a-apply doon. Parang iba kasi ang pakiramdam ko eh. Hay, wala akong magagawa. Sige na, ayun oh. May isa pang paparating na taxi? Makipag-unahan ka na para hindi ka malate. Hindi ako makikigaago sa'yo, total maganda ka naman. Maya-maya isambit ulit ng lalaki. Bahagya akong kinilig sa sinabi niya. Kahit nakamask siya, para nakita ko ang iting sumilay sa labi niya. Sige, salamat. Kimi din akong umiti sa kahinarapang paparating na taxi. May kataasan na suot kong heels pero dahil sanay naman ako, komportable ako naglakad. Nagulat ako nang unahan ako ng babaeng muntik ng madapa kanina. Mas binilisan ko pang hapag-hakbang para tumakbo na siya. Hindi pwede. Humabol ako sa kanya dahil may katabaan siya. Bahagya siyang nahuli pero sa gulat ko, bigla niyang hinagip ang buhok ko at hinila iyon. Ginawa pa yatang hatakang lubid para nang mauna siya. At ako pa talaga. Natural gumanti ako pero maikli lang ang buhok niya. Nakagupit lalaki. Lugi diba? Pero imbes na sa buhok ko siya hilahin, tenga niyang pinuntiri ako. Malakas siyang umaray nang hatakin ko yon. Naunahan ko na naman siya. Malapit na ako. Mas binilisan ko pang pagtakbo at sa wakas, nahawakan ko ng pintuan ng taxi. Akma ko na lang yung bubuksan nang humabol pa siya sa akin at hinahin na naman suot kong long sleeve mula sa ilalim. Bitiw! Sigaw ko pero madiin ang pagkakahawak niya sa damit ko. Mahalas naman oh, plinansya ko pa to. Sa labis na inis ko, inalis kong suot na heels at pinukpok ang mataas sa dulo sa kanyang tuktok. Nabitawan niya ang suot ko kaya mabilis akong pumasok sa loob at isinara ang pintuan. Sinumukan niya buksan ng pinto pero mahigpit ang pagkakahawak ko sa loob. Manong pakilak naman. Sigaw ko sa driver. Sorry ma'am. Sira po ang lock eh. Seriously? Eh kung ganun paandarin niyo na ho. Sigaw ko ulit. Ang slow ni Manong Mariosep. Bago tuloy ang umandar ang sasakyan, sumenyas pa sa akin ng babae gamit ang nakakayom niyang kamoo. Ginisian ko na lamang siya. Nadaanan ko rin si Kuyang Macho. Nag-thumbs up siya sa akin sa kakamaway. Mabuti na lang nakinig ako sa kanya. 8:45 na nang marating ko ang tapat ng malaki at mataas na building. 15 minutes na lang. Hindi na ako nagabala pang lumingali nga sa paligid. Mabilis ako naglakad paket sa main entrance pero hinarang ako ng mga guard na naka-duty sa labas. San po kayo, miss? Miss Lorenzo po. May interview ako ng 9 a.m. Wait lang po ma'am ha. Kinuha niyang radyo sa kanyang bewang at tila kinausap ang kusino sa loob ng building. Kuya, pag ako na late, kasalanan mo. Saad ko maya-maya lang. Sandali lang ho, ma'am. Hindi kasi kami maaaring magpapasok ng basta-basta ngayon eh. For safety protocol lang po. My God, kuyang security guard. Tong mukhang to. Mukha ba akong gagawa ng hindi maganda? Tinuro kong mukha ko. Alam ko hindi ako gaanong kagandahan pero hindi naman ako ganun kapangit, no? I'm sorry ma'am pero hinahanap pa po sa list ang pangalan ninyo. Kalmadong paliwanag ni kuya. 8 minutes na lang. Panay na ang silip ko sa loob. Gusto ko na rin makipagpatintero sa guard na ito. 5 minutes. Please kuya, wala pa ba? Inip na tanong ko. Sukat doon muli siyang tumawag. Oh, nakita mo na ba ang pangalan ni Miss Lorenzo? Ah, ganun ba? Sige, basta mamaya ha? Oo, ako nang bahala doon. Nakikipaglandian naman kasi. Paano makahanap yung pangalan ko? Dahil doon inagaw kong hawak na radyo ni Kuya Bodyguard. Nagulat siya at pilit yung binawi sa akin pero tumakbo ko palayo. Hoy, kung sino ka man tumitingin sa pangalan ko, unahin mong trabaho mo bago ang landi. Kapag ako hindi natanggap ngayong araw, isusumbong ko kayo ng bodyguard na to para pare-pareho tayong walang trabaho. Sigaw ko sa kanya. Hindi ko mapigilang mapahigpit ng malalim na hininga habang paparap ako muli papuntang building. Pero hindi ko na mag-exhale na sa pag-ikot ko. Tumambad sa harapan ko mukha na isang seryosong lalaki. Nakakulot ang noon niya habang nakatingin sa hawak kong radyo. Sayang, gwapo pa naman siya at mukhang desente kaso mukhang bad trip din siya gaya ko. At sino ka naman? Mataray kong tanong sa kanya pero hindi siya kumibo. O eto, ibigay mo sa guard niya tapos sabihan mo yung babae sa loob ng bilisan na hanapin yung pangalan ko. Late na nga ako, inuuna pang dakdak. Inis na sabi ko sa kabadabog na inabot sa kanyang radyo. Oh, manong guard. Tawag pansin nito sa bodyguard. Nakakagulat lang dahil yuko siya. Ha, pasensyahan lang tayo. Ako pa talaga. Tawagin mo na lang ako kapag tapos na kayo magkwentuhan ha. Pahabol ko sa lumayo ng bahagya sa kanila at naupo sa ilang baitang na hagdan na naroon. You know what, Veronica? I know you are smart too. You just need to focus on your study. I raised an eyebrow at her, then took the envelope with money from my pocket. Here, just get your payment and get these activities and assignments for next week. Make sure you'll do it perfectly again. I'm in a hurry and I don't need your pitch, Trixie. I responded to her ruggedly. She shrugged her shoulder and sighed then. She reached the white folder in my hand and take the money. I am just reminding you, Veronica, we cannot keep this forever. I rolled my eyes in annoyance. I stepped closer to her and whispered, well, dear, don't you know? There is no forever. After 2 years, I will be the owner of the biggest hotel in Las Vegas. Maybe at that time, I can give you more reward for being my clever answerer, or not because you always preach every time we met. Make a better choice, Trixie. I tapped her shoulder and moved away. She bowed her head and did not say any words. I left her speechless as I walked away from the school restroom. I smirked and shook my head. Kung hindi lang siya matalino, baka hindi ko na siya pinagtiyagaan. Trixie is one of my classmates and she is half Filipina, half American. When her father died in a tragic accident, her Filipino mother suffered just to live normally here in the States. Ayaw niya naman daw bumalik sa Pilipinas dahil kakahiya lamang daw siya ng pamilya ng kanyang ina doon. She discovered her mother was just a mistress of her deceased father. That's why she's not capable of getting any support after her father died. To others, it is a sad story, but for me, it is the consequences of her mother's wrong actions and decisions. Well, alam ko namang marami ako maling ginagawa pero nakahanda naman ako sa magiging consequences ng mga yon. I'm a tough girl anyway. While walking down the hallway, I met Kale and Maureen, my classmates and friends. They're always my companion every weekends. We go shopping and do party all night until Sunday morning. It's Friday afternoon. Sandaling oras na lang mag-uuwian na. So, do you have other plans for weekends, Veronica? Si Maureen iyon. Gaya ko'y blonde ang buhok at alon-alon. Matangkad ang dihamak sa akin at sexy. Samantalang si Kale ay kasing tangkad ko lang at may kulay gray na straight na buhok. Chubby siya pero mas sexy pa siya kung titignan kay Maureen. I shrugged my shoulders as we walked together. I don't know yet, girls. I will call you later, okay? My Lola Corazon wants to discuss something this afternoon. Maybe it's about the business. They laughed as if I am not with them. Wow, is she preparing you already? Too early, Veronica, Kale said in an amazed tone. I stooped and looked at them closely. Hey, don't you dare ask for a job at my hotel one day, I said sarcastically. Nah, why would we? Said Maureen. We will enjoy our lives and do party all day after their school days. She shouted the last part so other students couldn't help but to stare at us. I shook my head and smiled. Hey, what are you looking at, huh? Am I not right? This school days is a mess, eh? Gosh, she's really something. We did not stop laughing until we reached our room. We seated together in one row since we just need to meet our new professor in psychology. After minutes of waiting, a well-dressed man with a handsome face came in. He walked towards the center table. He may be in his 30s, definitely hot and sexy. Wow! Napuno ang kwarto ng mapanaksong sigawan na iyon. I can't help but smile as I examined our new professor. He is my type, not that tall but seductive, manly, and he looked like Filipino too. He smiled at us. God, he even have those perfectly pinkish lips matched with evenly white teeth. Hey, I know that kind of look, Veronica. Maureen whispered to my ears. I just looked at her with a teasing smile. Yeah, you know me, Maureen. Oh my God, don't tell me. Dagli kong pinigil ang bibig niya. Shh! I always get what I want. You know that. I winked at her. Gosh, this is very interesting. She smiled widely. Then I focused to our new professor again. I wonder how his voice seems like. Good afternoon, class. My name is Mateo Salazar, but before I start, may I know who is Veronica Reyes Montemayor? He asked with a big deep voice. I sighed. His voice was perfect too. I was surprised but not totally. I know I'm a kind of famous student. Hindi ko lang akalaing makilala ako agad ng bagong professor na to. I raised my hand and smiled to him. That's me, sir. He looked at me firmly. I see. Can I talk to you for a second, Miss Montemayor? Of course. Without hesitation, I stand up and walk towards him. Yes, Mr. Handsome? I mean, Mr. Salazar. I asked him teasingly. He looked at me from head to toe. I am not afraid to show him how sexy I am, so I posed beautifully. Follow me, he said in a dominant voice. I pouted my lips and nodded. Kumaway pa po kina Maureen at Kale as I followed him walking towards the front door. I stared at his hallback. Wow, seems it's perfect in my hands. Perfect to mash. Lol, my minds are being naughty. But my wide smile immediately changed when I saw Trixie on the side of the door outside that room, holding the white folder I have given her a while ago. Oh, Trixie, why haven't you entered the room yet? I asked her. She just bowed her head and said nothing. I cannot help but wonder. Go on, Trixie. Give her back the folder and the money she paid you, Professor Salazar said. I stunned. What did he just say? Go, he said firmly while looking at her. Marahang lumapit si Trixie sa akin saka inibot ang white folder at sobre. I know I can easily lie about this, but I'm not that coward. Fine. You will regret this, Trixie. I violently pulled my folder at her. You can enter the room now, Trixie, and do not forget what I have said. Yes, sir, Trixie said with shaking voice. I looked at her badly. I know she knew what I'm capable of. Mr. Salazar slowly approached me. He crossed his two arms while staring at me. Tila mahinintay pa siyang sasabihin ko. I looked up directly in his eyes. I show no regrets or fear. He is just the new professor, and he did not know me very well. The admiration I had felt for him before was soon replaced by annoyance. You can't scare me, Mr. Salazar, I said empathically. He faked his smile and smirked. Really? You're really unbelievable, Miss Montemayor. Kung gayon tignan natin kung gaano kahabang sungay at buntot mo. Mahina subalit mariin niyang sambit. Nagulat pa ako nang bigla siya magsalita ng Tagalog. He knew that I'm Filipina at alam niyang naiintindihan ko ang Tagalog. That woman? Mamaya yari ta talaga sa akin, Trixie. I followed him inside the room as if there's nothing happened. My good mood changed quickly earlier. Nawalan tuloy ako ng ganang umuwi kagad sa bahay. Wala akong mood makipagkwentuhan kay Lola. Sa halip, niyaya ko na lang muna mag-Starbucks sina Maureen at Kale. I waited for Trixie to come out of school to give her what she deserved, but she is with Professor Salazar. Lalo ko nang galaiti sa inis. I pulled Maureen and Kale right away. Hey, come down, said Kale. I punched the air with her hand I pulled. Yeah, Kale's right. You almost broke our arms, exclaimed Maureen. I'm sorry, girls. I just can't stand that man. Who? Trixie or Mr. Handsome? It is Kale. I think they will annoy me even more. I stood up and walked towards the counter instead. I ordered my favorite coffee, strawberries and cream with a slice of mocha cake, then come back to our table. Seriously, Veronica, you just ordered food for yourself? Maureen asked in astonishment. My God, Maureen, I only have 2 arms for both of my order. Why don't you go and order for yourself? What kind of friend are you, Veronica? She said dramatically. I rolled my eyes and ignored her. Kale goes directly to the counter, and when she came back, that's the time Maureen realized she should order for herself too. Hindi ko mapigilang matawanan para ba siyang bata, nagdadabag habang papunta ng counter. I shook my head. Kahit kailan talaga gusto niya palagi siyang binibaby. How are you feeling, Veronica? Kale asked worriedly. I looked at her and smiled. I will be okay, Kale. I just need to freshen my mind. Totoo naman. Kailangan ko lang mag-isip ng magandang solusyon sa problemang ito. Why do you think Trixie will report you, and of all, Professor? Why Mr. Salazar? I just can't understand. Kale said while sipping her ice-cold coffee. Maging ako hindi alam ang sagot sa tanong na yan. They are hiding something. It's Maureen. I didn't realize she came back. You think so? Asked Kale. She shrugged her shoulder. Maybe. Lalo ko namangha. Magkakilala ba sina Trixie at Mr. Salazar? Pero imposible yon. Kadarating lang ng bago naming professor at ang sabi ng faculty, sa Texas pa yun ang galing so there's no way na magkakilala sila. I can't let this happen. Huling semester na this year. Hindi pwede ngayon pa ako magkakaroon ng mababang grades. Siguradong mayayari ang allowance ko at free will kay Lola. While deep in thought, my cell phone suddenly rang. Si Lola. I accept the call hurriedly. Yes, Lola? I greeted her with a jolly tone. Can you come home early, Apo? I cooked your favorite ulam. She asked calmly. I sighed secretly. I am not in the good mood today, but how can I say no to my sweet grandmother? Of course, Lola. Actually, I'm on my way. Kale and Maureen couldn't help but to stare at me without astonishment. All right then. I will wait for you, Iya, okay? Okay, bye. I think I have a visitor. I still hear that last word she said about the visitor. Maybe a neighbor came. Hindi naman kasi siya madalas sa bahay. Sa edad niyang 60, yan pa rin patakbuhin ng malalaki niyang negosyo na nakalang ipamana sa akin. It's okay, Maureen said with a sad face. Here we go again. I held her hand but to my surprise she just smiled and laughed. It's a prank! She screamed as if we are the only person inside. I scratched my head. Sometimes I feel ashamed because of her, but still she is my friend and I love her. She is pure but she is not innocent at all. No, or maybe she just didn't care about everything. I'll go ahead, I said. They both waved their hands at me. Take care on your way. Tell Lola Corazon we miss her Filipino recipe, said Kale. Don't worry. One of these days I will ask her to cook something for us, okay? They both smiled widely. We will wait for that. Don't break your promise. It's Maureen. I didn't say any promises but I just nodded since I'm already outside. I lightly drove home. My grandma can lessen the problem I have although she's not aware about it and she didn't need to know as well. Na makarating ako sa malaking bahay, agad kong ipinasok ang sasakyan sa loob. But there is a new vehicle, parked where my car should be. Whose car is this? Annoyed, I asked myself. Maybe her visitor is really here, living without any choice to park my car outside the garage. Mabilis akong pumasok sa loob ng bahay. A man's black shoes? Takang tinignan ko makintab na sapatos sa pintuan papasok sa loob ng bahay. Sino bang bisita ni Lola? Lola, I'm home! I shouted as I walked towards the living room. There I saw my grandmother's sad face while talking to a man sitting in front of her. But wait, his back is familiar to me. No, it can't be. Hanggang sa humarap na nga siya ng tuluyan sa gawi ko. Good afternoon, Miss Montemayor. Nakangising bati ni Mr. Salazar sa akin.